사도맹세 TV 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2024년 8월 24일 토요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오전 8시 7분입니다. 그 앞에 유튜브 방송에서 제가 앞에 유튜브 방송에서 그 11기하 9장까지 읽었기 때문에 지금은 11기하 10장부터 영어 성경으로 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. And Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria, and Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria unto unto the rulers of Israel, to the elders, and to them that brought up Ahab's children, saying, Now as soon as this letter comes to singing, your master's sons are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, fence the city also, and armor. Look even out at the best and meetest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. But they were exceedingly afraid. 2 kings stood not before him. How then shall we stand? And he that was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent to Jehu, saying, we are thy servant, and will do all that thou shalt bid us. We will not make any king to do that which is good in thine eyes. Then he wrote a letter the second time to them, saying, If ye be mine, and if ye will hearken unto my voice, take ye the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me to Israel by to Marlow this time. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with the great men of the city, which brought them up. and it came to pass when the letter came to them that it took the king's sons and slew 70 persons and put their heads in a basket and sent him them to Israel. There came a messenger and him saying, they have brought the heads of the king's sons, and he said, lay yet them in two heads at the entering in of the gate until the morning. Uh, and it came to pass in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, uh, Ye be righteous, behold, I conspired against my master and slew him, but who slew all these? No, now that there shall pour unto the earth nothing of the whatever the Lord uh, which the Lord spake concerning the house of Ahab, for the Lord has done that which he spake by his servant uh, Eliah. So Yehu slew all the remaining of the house of Ahab in Israel, and his king's porkers and his priests until he left him none remaining. And he and departed and come to Samaria as he was at the Sheol house in the way. Yehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, who are you? Ye? And they answered, we are the brethren of Ahaziah, and we go down to salute the children of the king and the children of the king. And he said, take them alive, and they took them alive, and slew them at the pit of the shearing house, even 240 men. Neither left he any of them. And when he was departed thence, he lighted on Yehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and he saluted him and said to him, is thine heart light as my heart is with thy heart? And Jeroboam answered, it is it. If it be, give me thine hand. And he gave him his hand, and he took him up to him into the chariot, and he said, come with me and see my seal, for the Lord. So they made him light in his chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all the remainder unto Ahab in Samaria till he had destroyed him, according to the saying of the Lord, which he spake to Eliah. And Jehu gathered all the people together and said unto them, Ahab served Baal a little, but Jehu shall serve him much. And now therefore call unto me all the prophets of Baal, all his servants and all his priests. Let none be wanting, for I have a great sacrifice to do to Baal. Whosoever shall be wanting, he shall another rival, but Yehu did it in a sub, subtle subtlety to the intent that he might destroy the worshippers of Baal. And Yehu said, proclaim solemn assembly for Baal, and and they proclaimed it. And the Yehu sent through all Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left that came not, and they came into the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was full from one end to another. And he said unto him that was over the pastry, bring forth best months for all the worshippers of Baal. And he brought to them forth best months. And Yehu went and Yerobo, Yehonadab, the son of Lika, into the house of Baal, and said unto the worshippers of Baal, search and look that there be here with you none of the servants of the Lord, but the worshippers of Baal only. And when they went in to other sacrifices and burnt offerings, Jehu appointed 40 men without, and said, if any of the men whom I have brought into your hands escape, he that letteth him go, his life shall be for the life of him. And it came to pass as soon as he had made an end of offering, the burnt offering, that Jehu said to the guard and to the captains, go in and slay them, let none come forth. And they smote them with the edge of the sword, and the guard and the captains cast them out and went to the city about the house of Baal. And they brought forth the images of out of the house of Baal and burned them. And they break down the image of Baal and break down the house of Baal and made it a throat house unto this day. Thus Jehu destroyed Baal out of Israel. How bit from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of the bad who made Israel to sin. Yehu departed not from after them to with the golden calves that we are in Bethel and that we are in Dan. And the Lord said unto Yehu, because thou hast done well in executing that which is right in mine eyes, and hast done unto the house of Ahab according to all that was in mine heart, thy children of the fourth generation shall sit on the throne of Israel. But Yehu took no heed to work in the law of the Lord God of Israel with all his heart, for he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam, which made Israel to sin. In those days, the Lord began to cut Israel short, and Hazael smote them in all the coast of Israel, from Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites from Aroer, which is by the river Arnon, even Gilead and Basan. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did and all his might, they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. And Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. And Jehoahaz, his son, reigned in his stead. And the time that Jehu reigned over Israel in Samaria was 28 years. And when Adalia, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed loyal. But Aha, uh, but Yehosheba, the daughter of King Joas, but Yehosheba, the daughter of the king Yoram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joas, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain, and they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the Adalia, so that he was not slain. And he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years. And Athaliah did reign over the land. And the seventh year, Yehoiada sent and pitched the rulers over hundreds with the captains and the guard, and brought them to him into the house of the Lord, and made them in the house of the Lord, and showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, saying, "This is the thing that ye shall do. Also the part of you that enter in on the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house." And also the part shall be at the gate of Sir, and also the part at the gate behind the guard. So shall ye keep the watch of the house, that it be not broken down. And the two parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even they shall keep the watch of the house of the Lord about the king. And his weapons in his hand, and he that comes within the lenses, let him be slain, and be with the king as he goes out, and as he comes in. And the captains over the hundreds did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded, and they took every man his man that we are to come in on the Sabbath with them that should go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. And the captains over hundreds did the priest keep King David's speakers and shields that were in the temple of the Lord. And the guard stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar and the temple. And they brought forth the king's son, and put the crown upon him, and gave him the testimony, and they made him king, and anointed him. And they clapped their hands and said, "God save the king." And when Athaliah heard the noise of the God and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of the Lord. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by Peter, as the manner was, and the princes and the trumpeters by the king, and all the people about the land rejoiced, and blew with the trumpets, and Adalia lent her clothes and cried, treason. But Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, so them have her fort follows her king with the sword. For the priest had said, "Let her not be slain in the house of the Lord." And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way by the which the horses came into the king's house, and there was she slain. And Yehoiada made a covenant between the Lord and the king and the people that they should be the Lord's people, between the king also and the people. And all the people of the land went into the house of Baal, and break it down his altars and his images, break they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Matan, the priest of Baal, before the altars, and the priests anointed officers over the house of the Lord. And he took the rulers over hundreds, and the captains, and the guard, and all the people of the land, and they brought down the king from the house of the Lord, and they came by the way of the gate of the guard to the king's house, and he sat on the throne of the king's. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was in quiet, and they slew Athaliah at the sword beside the king's house. 7 years old was Joas, when he began to reign. In the 7th year of Yehu, Yo, uh, Yoas began to reign, and 40 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Shibia of Boel Seba. Yoas did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all his days, wherein Jehoiada the priest instructed him. But the high places were not taken away. The people placed and burnt incense in the and Joas said to the priest, or the money of the dedicated things that is brought into the house of the Lord, even the money of everyone that passes the account, the money that every man is set at, and or the money that comes into any man's heart to bring into the house of the Lord. Let the priest take it to them, every man of his acquaintance, and let them repair the breaches of the house, wheresoever any breach shall be found. But it was so that in the 23 and 20th year of King Joas, he priest had not the breaches of the house. Then King Joas called for Jehoiada the priest and the other priests, and said unto them, why repair ye not the breaches of the house? And now therefore receive no more money of acquaintance, but deliver it for the princes of the house. And the priest consented to receive no more money of the people, neither to repair the breaches of the house, but Yehoiada the priest took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it and set it beside the altar on the right side as one comes into the house of the Lord, and the priest that kept the door put therein all the money that was brought in into the house of the Lord. And it was so when they saw that there was much money in the chest, that the king's cried, and the high priest came up, and they put up in beggars and told the money that was found in the house of the Lord. And they gave the money, being told into the hands of them that did the work, that had the oversight of the house of the Lord, and they laid it out to the carpenters and the builders that wrought upon the house of the Lord. And to Amazon and hewers of a stone, and to buy a timber and hew the stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. Howbeit there were not made for the house of the Lord bowls of silver, snoopers, basons, trumpets, and vessels of gold, or vessels of silver, of the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. But they gave that to the workmen, and repaired there with the house of the Lord. Moreover, they lecoq reckoned not with the man into whose hand they delivered the money to be bestowed on workmen, for they dealt faithfully. The testimony and the sin money was not brought into the house of the Lord. It was the priest. Then Hazael, king of Syria, went up and fought against Gaza, and took it, and Hazael set his face to go up to Jerusalem, and Joasa, king of Judah, took all the hallowed things that Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah, his father's king of Judah, had dedicated, and his own hallowed things, and all the gold that was found in the treasures of the house of the Lord, and in the king's house, and sent it to Hazael, king of Syria, and he went away from Jerusalem. And the rest of the acts of Joasa, And all that he did, they not written in the book of the chronicles about the kings of Judah. And his servants arose and made a conspiracy and slew Yoas in the house of Milo, which goes down to Shiloh. Uh, for Yosa Gal, the son of Shimo and Yosabat, the son of Somer, his servants, smote him, and he died, buried him with his fathers in the David, and Amazia, and Amasha, his son, legend in his stead, in the 3 and 20th year of Joas, the son of Ahashia, king of Judah. Ahaz, the son of Yehu, began to reign over Israel in Samaria and reigned 17 years. Uh, and he did that which was evil, the sight of the Lord, and followed the sins of Jeroboam. No, but which made Israel to sin. He departed not therefore. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he delivered them into the hand of Azael, king of Syria, and into the hand of Ben Hadad, the son of Hazael, all their days. And Joas besought the Lord, and the Lord hearkened unto him, for he saw the oppression of Israel, because the king of Syria oppressed them. And the Lord gave Israel a savior, so that they went out from under the hand of the Syrians, and the children of Israel dwelt in their tents as before time. Nevertheless, they departed not from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, who made Israel sin, but worked therein, and there remained the clove also in Samaria. Neither did he leave over the people to Jehoahaz, but 50 horsemen and 10 chariots and 10,000 footmen for the king of Syria had destroyed them, and had made them like the dust by slashing. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoahaz and all that he did, and his might, they not written in the book of the chronicles of the kings of Israel. And Jehoahaz slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria, and Joas, his son, reigned in his stead. In the 37th year of Joas, king of Judah, began Joas, the son of Yehoahaz to reign over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 16 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not from all the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin, but he worked therein. And the rest of the acts of Joasa and all that he did, and his might wherewith he fought against Amaziah, king of Judah, Ama, Amasa, king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And he also slept with his fathers, and Jeroboam sat upon his throne, and he also was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Now Elisa was fallen sick of his sickness, whereof he died, and Joas, the king of Israel, came down unto him and wept over his face, and said, O my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And Elisa said unto him, Take a bow and arrows. And he took unto him a bow and arrows. And he said to the king of Israel, Put thine hand upon the bow, and he put his hand upon it, and Elisa put his handles upon the king's handles, and he said, Open the window eastward, and he opened it. Then Elisa said, Shoot, and he shot, and he said, The arrow of the Lord's deliverance, and the arrow of Syria, for thou shalt smite the in Abek, thou have consumed them. And he said, Take the arrows, and he took them, and he said unto the king of Israel, Smite upon the ground, and he smote Risa, and stayed. And the man of God was lost with him, and said, Thou shouldest have smitten 5 or 6 times, then hadst thou smitten Syria till thou hadst consumed it, whereas now thou shalt smite Syria but lies. And Elisa died. And they buried him, and the bandits of the Amorabites invaded the land at the coming in of the year. And it came to pass as they were burying men, that behold, they spied a band of men, and they cast the men into the sepulchre of Elisa, and when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisa, he lay by a boat and stood up on his feet. But Hazael, king of Syria, oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. And the Lord was gracious unto them, and had compassion on them, and had respect unto them, because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, neither cast he them from his presence as yet. So Hazael, king of Syria, died, and Ben-Hadad, his son, reigned in his stead. and uh, and Joas, the son of Jehoahaz, took again out of the hand of Ben Hadad, the son of Hazael, the cities which he had taken out of the hand of Jehoahaz, his father by war, three times for the cities of uh, Israel. 열왕기하 13장 14장부터 25장까지 있는데 이 뒤쪽 방송을 준비해서 함께 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 아침에 여기서 한 45분 정도 유튜브를 이제 그 영어 성경 저녁에 그 열왕기하 그 14장